Hello everyone, welcome back again. This is Jesse, and in today's tutorial, talking about how to do pickling in Julia, right? How to save and then load your variables or your Julia data structure onto disk or in a byte stream. Okay, so first of all, you need this package. So package.add JLD, right? Which is very useful when you're trying to deserialize and then serialize your data structures, your Julia data structures. Then package.add hdf5, which is very important, and pkg.add pycall JLD. So this pycall JLD is useful when you are trying to save machine learning models like SK, scikit-learn models and packages, and then when you are using SK imports, right, macro. So it's very useful. Otherwise, you get given error. So now let's move on. So first of all, using JLD, then let's create an even number, right, or an odd number array. So I'm going to call it as my array, an array of odd numbers, so 2, 5, 7, 9, and 11. So if I want to save this particular variable, right, particular data onto disk so that I can use it over and over again, then I will use this format, right? So I'll just, there are two simple format to do it, so just call it the simple method. So to do that, just go with this. So save, then the name of the file, the name of what I want to do, how to store it, right? So I'm going to call it as, let's say, my array file, right, .jld, that is Julia data format. Then I'm going to, that is how I'm going to do it, right? Perfect. Then I'm going to give it a name. So the name is going to be array. I can give it any name. Then I'm going to store this, right? So this is how it is. So this, I'm storing this thing here onto this file. Then I'm giving it this name. That is the idea. That is syntax. So store this, tag it with this name, and then store it inside this file, right? So that is one way of doing it. So I can just do it like JLD, that this to work, or without it is going to work perfectly. So perfect. Now it's already saved. So if I check for it here, realize that my array file is here, right? Realize that my array file can be found here, which is here, my array file. So if I read it, I can read this, my array file, and then let's see how it is. If I put it inside my Sublime, so that all these bytes, plenty of things which you can't read it, right? It's in a byte stream, so it's in a format that you can't read it. Okay, so now I can use this one and use it anywhere, right? So let's try that one. So to load it so that you can be able to read it, you'll be learning that one. So there's the first method of saving. Another method of saving is I can just use the at macro format. So at save, then the name of the file, so I can call it my array file 2, let's call it file 1, then JLD. That's one of the ways of saving it, and I'm going to give it this array. So I'm storing this inside this file. Perfect, right? So I can just do it like this, and it's going to still save it for us. So if I check it, you realize that the second one has come. Where is it? My array file.jld. Let's read it again. So read here. Okay, so that is here, right? My array file.1, which is here. Perfect, right? So that's the second method of saving it. Now let's see how to load this thing that we have done. So it's going to be like this. So let's call it loading or unpicking, right? Unpicking. So to load it, there are two simple methods. So the first one is going to be like this: load, and then, or we can just give it a name like new array, right? And we're going to call it as load. Then into brackets, we're going to use the same file that we had here, right? So this file, we're going to into brackets like this, and then we're going to tell us what to load from it. So we had it as array, or this array, that is the name that we saved it as. So it's going to look into this file, get this tag which is having a model, then store it for us. Okay, so see that it has loaded perfectly for us all the numbers that we had for the initial one. Okay, that is one of the methods. The other method we can also do is we can just use the at macro format. So load, then into bracket, this our file, and then the name that we want. So the what we stored, like the variable that we stored, right? This one, and it's still going to work just like the previous one did for us. And we can put inside the value, so it has done it for us in this format. So to actually read it straight away, we can just go with eval, right? Evaluate, then straight away, or let's store this one into something. So new array1, then we're going to just evaluate it. So new array1, which is giving us this, or we can just go straight away without the new array and then go straight away with this. It's going to print it for us perfectly. Okay, that is the second method of loading. Now let's see how to use the second method, right? The second method, so we're going to create an array of even numbers. So even array is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7, and then let's say 10, right? Something like this, perfect. So now we have created this array. We want to store it. So to store it, you can just do it in this format, which is a different method. So I'm going to call it my second method, which is more broader. It's going to be JLD open, and then I'm going to name it as any file I want. So I'm going to call it as my even array, right? .jld. It can be any name that you want. So this, and then this format. So something like this. Then do f. So this can be do x, can be do e, any of them. So do f. Then we come to write. They're going to write onto this f, right, which you have stored here. Whatever you want to write, you want to write into this array. But first of all, you must define it here. That's supposed to be a write format, right, with w. Then from here, you're going to go with even array. So this one takes 3 arguments. Can add a name to it. So I'm going to call it as even array again, and then even array without the. So this refers to this, right? And then we are tagging it with this name, and then store it inside this file. Perfect. So then I'm going to bring my end. So when I do it like that, it's going to write it onto my even array file for us. So perfect. Now if I check it, so that it's not showing. Let's do it like this. Okay. Oops, see that has come. Perfect. So my even array, right, that is the file here. So that is one way of writing. There is a longer method. You can also use a different method, the same method, to read it. So let me copy this one and paste, and we just change some things. That is, if you want to load it, right, to load it is going to be simple with this method. Say loading on pickling, on pickling. See my spelling. Okay, so it's going to be sort of opening the file and writing. You can just make it as read, and then we can put it as, let's say, R. So this is going to be read, not write, because you are rather reading the file. So like this format without this, right, and it's going to work perfectly for you. So it's better you make the names constant so that you remember what you are doing. So that has brought it perfectly for us, just like the previous one. So this is the two methods of saving variables and then loading them on disk or in byte stream using Pickling, right, or JLD. So thank you for watching. If you have any question or contribution, you can just put inside the comment section so that everybody can benefit. Stay blessed.